Some sad news came out today that one of the UK's theme parks is closing its doors for good. Oakwood Theme Park in Wales is a park I've got fond memories of, even if I never got the chance to visit it in its heyday. The biggest loss here is their amazing wooden coaster Megafobia, which was easily the best wooden coaster in the UK, and had only recently had a major retracking and reprofiling that meant it was running better than ever. Megafobia delivered some of the best airtime in the whole of the UK, and night rides on this wooden coaster were truly epic. I'll be really sad to see it go. Wooden coasters can be relocated, but it's quite rare to see that happen these days, as the process is much more complicated than moving a steel coaster. The park also had a handful of other rides and coasters, including a one-of-a-kind Gerstlauer Eurofighter called Speed. This coaster had a great starting sequence with a beyond vertical drop into a powerful ejector airtime hill, although the rest of the ride was quite rough and seemed to be getting rougher every year. I wouldn't be surprised if this ride gets sold somewhere or relocated to one of the chain's other parks, such as Walligator in France. It would be a real shame for it to end up as scrap. The park also had a kind of rare tea-tray type slide called Waterfall that was great fun, even though there was a high chance you could totally wipe out and get soaked if you didn't quite balance right. Over the years I visited, I did have some concerns about the future of the park, as visitor numbers always seemed pretty low, and some of the rides were in quite poor condition. The Ghost Train ride had supposedly been under refurbishment for a few years, but never seemed to be making any progress. And their disco ride was barely moving from side to side when spinning during the last time I went there. The entertainment staff at the park still seemed pretty enthusiastic though, and I have to admit their late night summer fireworks display was very impressive, and seemed to have a surprisingly high budget with lots of fireworks being used. To me though, Oakwood's major problem was always its location, being stuck down in the arse end of Wales. Even the Welsh capital Cardiff was about 2 hours drive away from the park, and you're looking at least double that time to get there from any major English city. It's hard to imagine anyone but the most dedicated of theme park junkies making the effort to get there, when you could easily get to Alton Towers, Thorpe Park or Paultons in much less time, or jump on a cheap flight to Europe and visit one of their parks. Still, it's sad to see Oakwood go for good, and I will miss it. I always visited with the European Coaster Club for their camping trip there, where we put up tents and stayed under the shadow of the big water coaster Drenched for a few nights in August, and the highlight was always the nighttime ERT on Megaphobia. I'll never forget that. That will be my lasting memory of Oakwood, and I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for some sort of future for Megaphobia. I hope everyone that wanted to visit the park did so before its closure, as that wooden coaster really was quite brilliant. It just goes to show that making the time to visit smaller parks like this while they still exist is really important, as you never know when they might be gone for good and you'll never get the chance to go. That's a lesson I learned from the old Camelot Park in Chorley that I put off visiting until it was too late. Which reminds me, I should probably make the journey to Scotland's theme park M&D's before it's too late for that as well. I'll leave a copy of the park's full statement in the description of this video, and I hope you too have some fond memories of this park. I've been Rollercoaster David, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again in another video very soon.